half input, half work doesn't get you half results.
Yeah. So I was thinking about this on my way here, and I think I literally made an Instagram reel about this recently as well. You never want to be in the middle, I think. If you have a goal and you really want to achieve a goal, being in the middle puts you in a spot where you know where you want to be. You know what it takes to get there. You're like in the space. You heard of the people that, are doing what you want. But you also are lacking, or you're not at the level where they are at, and you don't have the commitment that they have. So I think when you're in the middle, when you don't have, what was the quote again?
It's like half the work doesn't get you half results.
Yeah, so when you're in the middle, half committed, you do half the work. That doesn't mean you get half the results. It's not a linear line. It compounds, but because you're in the middle, you see all the things you're not doing, you're lacking, and that's causing you to be less in the zone. You're getting less results from that. So when you're in the middle, you see your flaws compared to someone who's not trying at all. There's no issues because there's nothing he's trying to achieve. You're just fine. You're totally good. And when you're all in, you're thriving because every single day you're working harder, you're making progress, and you're going. When you're in the middle, you're in that awkward spot where, yeah, I want this goal. Oh, what are you doing to get there? A little bit of this, a little bit of that. That sucks.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, being on self-development for the past couple of years, being in the gym for 4 or 5 years, the times where I felt most shitty about myself was when I was in the middle, like maybe after a vacation, after a holiday, when I was just building back up and it was just kind of like, I have no momentum. I'm in the middle right now and it just sucks. You feel your own shortcomings a lot more. And I think you should always aim to just go harder.
I find being in the middle, it's such a difficult thing because it's totally true and it's totally not true at the same time. Being in the middle, like giving half effort doesn't give you half results. I think giving half effort doesn't give you any results. So the results come when you're gonna overcome the second best person. It's the same as you never want to end up second because if you end up third, at least you're in the top 3. That's cool.
Okay.
If you're first, you win. But if you're second, you're the first one to lose.
Sure. Only difference is with that, I think I want to challenge that a little bit because when you're second, number one, the second person usually did close to the same as the first person in terms of work put in. But when you're second, I think that really, it can either break you or really get you to go even harder. Because when you're in the second place, you're so close. You're literally there. The one person ahead of you. So for me, I think being second place would only motivate me to go harder and get me over the edge to become first. So I don't think second place sucks. I think second place, it depends on how you are as a person, I think. But I think second place can be a pretty good spot to be in because here's a good one. When you're second place, you're hungry. I think that's a good spot. I think it's a pretty good spot to be.
Okay, fair. Maybe if you end up in the top 3, you're content because you're in the top 3 and you're far enough from first place that it's not that close to you. It's not within your reach yet. What I did think about last week is I had to think of this one sentence, and that's if you're always pushing, you never actually have the time to experience what's pulling you. And that's what I find dangerous about the go all in. I think more people need to get the advice of go all in because I think there's too many people stuck in the middle of like, I want to go, but I don't feel like actually taking the big step that's necessary for me to get the results that I want. It's like, I wanted to start a podcast for so long, but I didn't start because I didn't have the gear and there's always excuses and you don't have the time. And but what if somebody's going to say no to an invitation? It's like, you're in the middle. You want to do something. You're kind of working on it, but not really. And you don't dare to take the big step. I completely lost my thread. But what I think that most people are already doing something.
Yeah.
And then if you hear the advice, go all in, it's kind of a half-ass advice. But what do you go all in on? Because I've heard so many people say, go all in. And my question is always going to be, on what?
And you said, what is it? You forget what's pulling you.
Yeah.
That's what you said.
Because if you're always pushing, if you're always working, I have these people and they figured out that they have an immense passion for something.
Yeah.
In my example, podcasting. I have a passion for podcasting.
Yeah.
But I wanted to start a business for so long that I was constantly pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing. I have to have a business. That I never actually took the time to feel what is actually pulling me. What do I want to do? Like, what direction is life telling me?
As in, because of the go all in advice, you were so busy just going, you didn't see, you couldn't find your way to podcasting because that's what pulls you as a passion,
there's something
in a way. Because there's so much noise, you can't find what's underneath. Almost.
And I think most people are just pushing to be pushing. I think most people start a business to start a business. I think too many people start a personal brand because they want to start a personal brand, but it's not something that fits for them. And that's what I mean with, I think that we have to, and this is, it's always going to be a problem because the advice that you give, the people that shouldn't hear it, take it to heart. And the people that should hear it, disregard all the advice anyways. But most people are pushing so hard for a personal brand, for instance, even though they never ask themselves, is this something that fits for me? Is this something that I should be doing? Or is there something better? Same as doing a video podcast really fits for me. But if you listen to this and you're thinking, I want to start a podcast, maybe video podcast is not the thing for you. Maybe you hate cameras, you do an audio podcast, or you write a book, or you do whatever.
I think a big issue these days, and I've talked about this, I don't know to who, I don't remember, but because social media is so accessible, everybody's working on their passion, as they say. Like you said, maybe some people in the personal brand space, or in this space, or in that space, it's maybe not their actual passion, but that's what they're going on for now, at least. Because there are so many people who preach that this is what they want, this is what they want. Consumers, even me and you, but a lot of people, all the millions of people seeing the videos, they start to, in your mind, there's only a couple options because that's what you see everyone do. I think we've lost touch with our own path because we see everyone else's path. And there's success in everything. At the end of the day, anything can be fun. I think anything can be fun as long as you grow in it, you pursue it, you go all in on it. Anything can be fun. But because we see all these people do all their things, our own almost creative way of getting to our own purpose gets narrower and narrower and gets super skewed because you think, oh, these people are successful in this, so I need to do that as well.
Do you know the concept of mimetic desires?
Never heard of that. No.
So, mimetic desires, Paul Girard, I think, a French philosopher, came up with mimetic desires. And a meme, we know what a meme is. It's a shareable, funny thing on Instagram or on TikTok. That's a meme. But memes can also be cultural. A habit or something, like smoking cigarettes, can be a meme. I see that, I find it cool, therefore I also am going to do it. It's a contagious, cultural fun thing. And to really like flatten it down. And mimetic desires are desires that you have. I want this. I can't come up with the word, but you have this desire because you see other people having this desire. And I think most people borrow their desires. And that's where mimetic desires come from. You don't want this. You want to want this. I don't want a business. I want to want a business. So because I think 99% of people on Instagram are consumers. Only 1% of the people on Instagram post. And the people that you see posting are all pursuing their business and pursuing their goals and their life passions that you think, well, I want to be successful. Maybe like these 3 things I see people on Instagram doing that are successful. Okay, so all of the things that I could do are just narrowed down, as you said, to these 3 things. So if I want A, be successful, I have to do B, personal brand.
It. In your mind, you start to think, okay, being success, or you see people that are fulfilled, that are happy, quote unquote, or that are successful in life, like you said. And in your mind, because you see, the way that they did it, you think this is the path for me. And because we are so fed with all the ways that other people are achieving success, and because we consume so much, you kind of lose touch of thinking yourself. You kind of lose touch of how, I don't know, businesses used to get, become successful, or used to start, like Steve Jobs or whatever. Like, I don't know his full story, to be honest, but he didn't see someone else start Apple and then decide, I'm going to start Apple as well, or something similar.
If you always want to be like someone else, you'll be forever stuck in second place.
Yeah, you'll be version 2. You want to be the new Noah. You want to be the new Finn.
I can never be a better Noah than you.
Exactly.
So I will forever be the second best Noah.
No, I do think if you can always start. I think it's better to at least do something than to do absolutely nothing. Because eventually, I think you will find eventually you'll have your own ways of doing it, and that way, then you become a variation, which is your own or your own version, your own self. But you shouldn't just look at others. Like, at least for the viewers, you got to be aware that when you want to pursue something, think, are these my own thoughts? Like, is this actually something I came up with? Is this something that actually fits with me? And I think an easy way to see if something fits with you, it's very simple. You can see if this works, is look at what you enjoyed as a child. Look at what you were pulled to, what things you were good at. Very shallow. Like, it doesn't have to be a certain sport but a certain character trait, and see if that kind of aligns with what you are, in this case, wanting to pursue. I think that's a very good way of doing it.
That is actually funny, because I just remembered when I was little, I was obsessed with Legos, with building Legos.
Yeah.
But always when I got a new Lego set, I made stop motion films with them. So, like, change picture.
Yeah.
And the filmmaking now is the thing that I enjoy the most.
Yeah.
It's the
More
thing
than
that
talking? More than talking?
a little bit of both.
Okay.
Because I was always a talker. Like, maybe this doesn't surprise you, but I talk to everybody. Like, that's...
I can see that, yeah.
Yeah. So I really like the talking, and I also already did that as a kid, but also the filmmaking. So, but to come back is, and this is another cool thing that Caleb Ralston said, is we're losing humanity. And humanity as in the character trait of being human. Because so many people on Instagram, and maybe I'm very interested to your opinion about this. I get so much advice. Just use Claude. Just use ChatGPT or Perplexity and ask, like, hey, I want to make a video about this. Give me a script. And then it gives me a script. And then it's fine. I go record. I don't post it yet. And then I scroll through Instagram. I see at least 5 similar scripts on there. Nothing is authentic anymore.
Yeah.
Everybody is doing the same and the same and the same. Everybody has a video, top 3 things to do this, top 3 tips to do that, blah, blah, blah. I think what we need, and that's my main moral of the story also about the mimetic desires, you have to stop and sit, and before you go all in, think about, what is it that I want to go all in on?
Yeah.
What fits for me? And it doesn't have to fit. That doesn't have to exist yet. Apple didn't exist yet. It was nowhere like, oh, I'm going to recreate that. It was the first iPhone. It was the first phone with a touchscreen.
Yeah.
It's bizarre. You can't come up with shit like that if you're always looking or copying. Yeah. And also AI is all based on knowledge that's already available. You're not going to come up with the next big thing if you're using all knowledge that's already available.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is one of my problems with AI, I think. Is everything
you can just move it.
Yeah,
that's all good.
I'll pay attention to it. Shit.
Fucking breaking here. There's 4 screws here and the 4 magnets, so it only magnetizes on the little screws. There you go.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
That's your problem with AI.
That's one of my problems with AI. Also, I
this is kind of nice.
Try to use it is right. Try to use AI for my business as well. Video scripts. I mean, bro, like for social media to be successful now, you got to put out so much volume, quality volume, but like so much volume.
I so much disagree with that.
That's the way I started growing. I started posting.
And you're so much bigger than I am, so that's.
I got to 5K subscribers on YouTube in like 5 months. Yeah, like 5-ish months, and that was done straight through volume, but also because, it was just something I think one of the best way. I just started doing shit. I just started going, and I did not stay in the middle. I didn't stay in the middle. Not a lot of people go on YouTube and post every single day. People have trouble with posting on Instagram every day. A short 10-minute video. I was putting out 10-second videos. I was putting out 10-minute videos on a daily basis. And I think I wasn't using Claude at the time for that. Like, all I would do is write down basics, just basic things that I thought I could teach, thought I could talk about. And that really worked for me. I think that I'm happy that I didn't start now, because if I started now, sure, you could say, yeah, so many more resources. There's AI now, there's this, but I think I would have gotten lost in the sauce.
That's what I totally
feel with myself now is the best way for me to progress, I think, with my business right now and with whatever I'm doing, is to stop watching more educational videos. That's something I felt for myself.
There's definitely that's actually funny that you say that. The two people I follow, of course, are Chris Williamson and Caleb Rolstone. And Chris Williamson is now doing more podcasts called The Rabbit Hole. So he's making a new variation of his podcast, Modern Wisdom, within Modern Wisdom, where he just sits around the table with friends and just discuss topics and laugh.
You see, because that's original. That's something new.
Because he felt like people are tired of listening to a podcast and feeling like they're left with more work to do than just to enjoy it. And the educational video here and there is great. Yeah. But you don't want everything to feel like homework. You don't want everything to be a hassle. Sometimes you just want to put something on and laugh.
Yeah.
Or just enjoy. Or I listen to podcasts while I do my laundry. I don't want to do my laundry and be like, oh shit, a screenshot and write that down and write that thought down
and whatever, yeah.
Because I don't always have the time to open up my laptop and sit and listen and watch a 3-hour podcast and note everything down.
Yeah.
And Caleb Rolston said the same. There are so many educational videos. There's so much knowledge about education that what people are looking for is not optimization anymore.
No.
It's more fun. It's entertainment, not the Mr. Beast entertainment, but how can you give good, valuable advice through an enjoyable lens?
I think this is show, don't tell. I think this is very much show, don't tell. Something I'm trying to focus on. Well, actually, I've made a couple guides.
I do feel more focused, to be honest.
Yeah.
Sorry for interrupting.
I feel pretty good.
I feel pretty zesty.
Yeah, Nitonic might be onto something. But
that might be onto something.
Show, don't tell. I think the lifestyle videos and kind of I think things shift. I think what's the pendulum swings, I think. And there was a while where guides and 1 hour educational guides or really actionable things worked really well. But now every reel I scroll on says, comment this to get this 5-step thing. Comment this. It's too much shit.
It's too much shit. Everybody's doing it.
And that's a good way to predict things is how was it right before this, or what's the cycle? Can you see the cycle? Because usually you'll see also in history or whatever, things kind of so repetitive. It's so up and down. Same shit happens.
I have a very cool, The River Out of Eden it's an incredibly interesting book exactly about the cycles of history.
Yeah. So it just comes back.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to go more towards the lifestyle, and I think the standards will always be raised. I think we're going more towards lifestyle and showing content. Strictly educational.
I actually have proof. So for my thesis, for my bachelor, to round up, I did how to apply behavioral psychological strategies in content on social media. So what I researched is how can we use behavior psychology to alter behavior on social media, which is very, very cool. It was a 6-month research.
Yeah.
And in that, I also took 15 creators, men and women and big and small, all throughout each other. And I just scrapped the last 50 posts of them. Okay. And I had how many views did it have? How many comments? How many shares? How many reposts? And how many likes?
Yeah.
So much. Usually, the bigger the creator gets, the smaller the engagement gets. So engagement is views. You get so many comments, shares, likes per views. Yeah, relatively to views. Yeah. And the bigger you get, the less engagement you have. And there were 2 people that didn't have this. So the average engagement rate is 0.81%. Which is very little. It's sub 1%.
Yeah.
But that's big. Because if you have 1.3 million views on a video, what the biggest creator I had research was Mel Gibson, who has 12 million followers on Instagram. The 2 creators that both scored a 1.21%, which is 150%, which is a leap forward. It's insanely much more, were Alex Eubank and Richie Lovelace, Daddy Wellness. Both of them share lifestyle stuff.
Yeah.
So there's educational stuff.
Alex Eubank does the Snapchat style.
That's the difference. I also saw that, and I coded it as authentic content, because most of the people, Mel Gibson as well, has super just like this. There's always a studio. There's always a microphone. There's always a camera. And Richie Lovelace, Daddy Wellness, and Alex Eubank both are so open. They just have an idea, they get their phone and they film.
Yeah.
But they also not only film like workouts or business advice or Alex
Opinions and
Eubank,
personal values, right?
but also like, hey, I bought this new car. What do you think? Or hey, I just stubbed my toe and this is what happened. Or
what Band-Aid do I use?
exactly.
Yeah.
It's personal content. It's lifestyle content. This is what I'm gonna do today. And they had such a higher engagement rate.
Yeah.
In comparison to like the smaller creators and bigger creators, but also smaller creators didn't have this engagement rate.
Pretty big. He's pretty big.
Yeah, he has 2.7 million followers. So that's, or 2.3 million. But Richie Lovelace also has 1.3 million followers. He's also huge.
Yeah, I don't know.
See?
That's the guy.
That's the guy. That's the guy.
Okay,
that's Richie Lovelace.
Okay,
he invented the seed.
Okay, gotcha.
But also, usually the bigger the creator gets, the main thing about a creator getting big is being one step ahead of the audience, but not too far out. So
yeah. As in, you want to be like you want to at least be talking about the stuff that is one step above the rest.
Yes.
Otherwise, it's too far gone.
But not too far. Exactly, and that's where big creators such as maybe Ryan Serhant, like I don't know another creator. Maybe Chris Bumstead goes.
Yeah.
Is like he talks about. No, Chris Bumstead's also a bad example, but a big creator such as Kim Kardashian, she is so far out of reach that she doesn't have the aspirational thing anymore. People know they can be Kim Kardashian.
Yeah.
And that's where you want to be one step in front of the audience, but still within reach. And the bigger you get, the more out of reach you get. Chris Williamson, for instance.
So
first he responded.
You gotta make those personal videos to show like, yo, I'm still human. I'm still real.
Exactly. And the only two people who reversed that statistic were Daddy Wellness and Alex Eubank.
Yeah.
But because you saw like 1 or 1.5% engagement rate for people with like 10,000 followers. 10,000 followers, it's big, but you can still approach them. They DM back. Yeah. You can still like do something with them or call them. They're not that big.
Same as you. They're like 3 months ahead of you.
Exactly.
Well, maybe depends on
Fuck you. I've been doing this for 2 years. Sorry. You bitch ass. But they're still within reach. And then once you go to 100,000 followers or 500,000 followers, they start getting out of reach. And then you see the engagement rate drop. And then the only two people were Richie Lovelace and Alex Eubank.
Yeah. It's interesting.
We want more humanity.
Yeah.
Be human as fuck.
Yeah.
I still struggle like so much with making that content. It's so difficult.
Yeah, me too.
But
me too. Plus,
but the only thing that you have to do is be you.
Yeah.
Then why is it so difficult?
I'm not sure. I'll be honest. I'm not too sure. That's what I think. One thing that for me personally, I'm better at that on long form. Like I honestly don't like making those 10 like, oh, I stubbed my toe, what do I do videos. I don't enjoy making that. But like a long
under
form,
a minute 30.
Yeah, like a long form day in the life. Yo, this is what I did today. I'm just yapping. I'm just showing what I'm doing. Maybe make a little edit out of the morning routine or whatever. I like that type of content. I watch that as well. About content, I think what's your view on social media and its effects on most people? Do you think social media is solely a bad thing? Do you think it can be used for good? What do you think the impact is on, let's say young men, kind of, maybe that's more relatable, or young people?
Yeah, young men are I want to say my target audience, but also the people I resonate with most. Me because too. I am a young man. Like I go through the same struggles. I think that there is very good things and there is very bad things about it. And I have to be careful because I am very prone to say things that could get me canceled. So I'm not going to do that. I think that there is very good influences on social media. And one of the people that I find a good example is Alex Eubank. Okay. I think because he talks, and this is not, I do not have to convert people to Christianity. I'm not a Christian myself, but he talks about good lessons from the Bible and how to make money and how to care about your family and how to have a good loving relationship and how to make some money, how to make the most of yourself. You want to be the best man you can be, right? Yeah. I think that's very good. But and this is the difficult thing about democratizing attention, is that you also give voice to the Andrew Tate.
Yeah.
And most people are not made to judge well what somebody's intentions might be. or what the consequences of certain behaviors might be.
I see, yeah.
So the same thing, there is this little boy who, no, I'm not going to give that example because I don't know if it's factually true. But on Instagram, there's so much, the incel community is also on Instagram and social media.
There's so much shit online. There's so much shit.
But that's the thing.
Yeah.
So what you want is you want to give people the opportunity to create a community and find like-minded people. That's the beauty of democratizing attention. That's the beauty of democratizing content. Because first it was only the newspapers. And we know, like, mafia paid off newspapers, and there you have your story. And that's what so it's great because we have so much more honest insight. But we also don't know what is honest insight and what's manufactured.
I see, yeah, for sure.
And I think young men especially have a problem with this. Young women, I'm gonna do my little land acknowledgement. They have it hard because you compare yourself. And honestly, from an evolutionary biology standpoint, young women are made, like, you have the mental programming to compare yourself to others. That's just how they work. That's also how we work. Only when we look at Chris Bumstead, it's like, damn.
Yeah, like that's
can be like that easily. Like,
okay. I see. It's more competitive instead of showing your own faults. That obviously doesn't go for everyone. Like, there are a lot of young men who are insecure because of social media as well.
Definitely, I was one of them.
Yeah,
for so long.
Yeah, you went to therapy, right? You said.
Yeah, I went to therapy for a long time, but also, like, I grew up with sisters. I come from a woman household.
Yeah,
I was raised by my mother, and my sister always had these Twilight posters in her room with, like, guys with six packs and stuff. I was chubby.
Okay, yeah.
I was thin and chubby. Okay. Like, I was skinny fat, you know? And I was like, fuck, dude. And then I get then I became 12 or 13, got my phone, and then I see all these ripped guys. And on the one hand, it made me very insecure. On the other hand, it pushed me to become the person that I am now. I'm 92 kilos lean.
Yeah.
So that's good stuff. So does it have a bad effect? Yeah. Is that a bad effect? No. It's the same with the participation.
I think that's the same. We shouldn't. I know, like, obviously it was sad.
I can still drink this stuff. It's quite addicting.
It's pretty good.
Thanks. Feel free. You can just get if you want. Yeah, sure.
Like, on one hand, it made you feel bad. At the same time, I don't think we should. You don't want to avoid bad feelings too much.
No.
You don't, because like a negative emotion inflicts change. Now, obviously, people have different ways of coping with things, but for me, like, the only reason I'm working so hard every day is not because I feel so bad or whatever, obviously, but it inflicts change because I want something bad. If I want something and I don't have it, like, inherently, that feels bad. Like, that's not a good feeling when you want something when you don't have it. It's like, come on.
Same with having a girlfriend.
But it inflicts change.
Same with having a girlfriend. If you, like,
Is this the reel you talked about where I commented on?
I don't know.
No, keep going.
I don't know. But what I like, having a girlfriend, she might cheat.
Yeah.
The feeling that she might cheat or might walk away or might break up with you sucks.
Yeah.
Like, it sucks so bad.
I have a girlfriend too.
But it also pushes you to be like, okay, I'm going to be the man that somebody just wouldn't cheat on. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be better. I'm going to be in better shape. I'm going to be kinder. Like, guys, six-pack is not everything that you need to keep a girlfriend.
Yeah.
I promise. Yeah, it's really...
You hope?
I hope. But, like, our dog is sitting there. I think I'll be fine.
Yeah.
But it's so much more than just a six-pack. But it's that's the problem that I have with participation trophies.
Yeah. Yeah. I see. Because only thing is, I think when you have you said you want to be the person that just doesn't happen to. Only thing
it might always happen.
It might. I think the best way that you want to think about that is you want to, like, you're always, at the end of the day, these things are always possibilities. Like you said, even when you're married to someone,
this is but what she does is out of your control.
Yeah. So then you got to make sure that you got to make sure that regardless, I think you had this quote. You said, I take care of myself for you, and you take care of yourself for me. Remember, that was a quote you said in one of your reels.
Yeah.
I think that worked perfectly, because then even if the other person cheats or whatever happens, even if the other person dies, like, you still have yourself. I think when you do a lot of things for the other person, or to try to impress the other person, or to try to be someone so they don't do that, then the moment it happens, or if you lose them, then you're like, oh shit, I don't have them anymore. You got to be there for you, so that you can show up your best. Like David Goggins said, I need to be the best that I am. I need to do the best that I can to give you the best that I am.
Mm-hmm. I had this one other, but it just slipped my mind. Fuck, dude. I had such a good quote. A big quote warning here. I never formed an original thought in my life, but okay, well, I can't come up with the quote. Jesus, I hate it when I can't come up with a quote. This is the only thing that I'm supposed to do here. Remember what I wanted to.
Do you write stuff down sometimes? Do you,
yeah, a lot.
Yeah, right. That's what I used to do with my YouTube videos. Like the Raw Talk YouTube videos, I did a lot of them. I just write down like 10 quotes that I liked, and then I go off that. And you can always bounce off of quotes. Quotes are such a good thing when it comes to talking. File. Yeah,
there is zip file, and then if you click on the quote, you have the context around it, and then you can elaborate on that.
Yeah,
but I do think that was a quote. If you build your whole personality against something, you become dependent on that thing existing.
Yeah,
and that's the same with some people build themselves around hate for cars, for instance.
Yeah.
Let's say cars stop existing. Who are you?
Yeah.
Nobody. Because you build your whole existence
has been through the filter of something.
And that's the same with having a girlfriend. If you build yourself solely for your girlfriend, and this is like I'm speaking against myself now, but this is what I am trying to say. If you build your whole self for this one person, you try to like model you for what they want you to be.
Yeah.
You become dependent on them being there to satisfy your need.
Exactly.
You become dependent on that thing existing.
For them to achieve your mission, essentially.
And then we come back to the first thing that I said. You should fucking figure out what works for you.
Yeah.
Because maybe this. I went to get a haircut today. I have got the same hairstyle for so long, and then eventually I started to change it. And then I went to my girlfriend and I was like, I think I'm gonna get a different hairstyle now because I feel like change. She was like, no, but I like this on you. I came back. I stood for myself. I stood my ground, and I was like, I'm gonna get this fucking different hairstyle. She was like, oh, I kind of like it too. I kind of like it on you. But that's only because, like, I stayed with this is dumb fucking bro talk now. This is stupid bro talk shit now. But you don't want to build your whole life around the ideas of somebody else. Because in the end, the only one that has to be happy with the choices that you made are you.
Mm-hmm.
You are dependent on you existing. Like, you are you. You never spend as much talking to somebody else as you do to yourself.
Yeah.
You never spend so much time in somebody else's head as you do in your own. Never.
Yeah. But I do, although you spend all this time in your head, you can never leave yourself.
No. You always take yourself with you.
Yeah. But I think most of our limiting beliefs are not ours. Most of our limiting beliefs are not ours.
Look at you.
I know.
The focus is hitting.
Like the limiting beliefs that we put on ourselves or that we have of ourselves, whether it's, I can't start the podcast because this or this or this, or whether it's, oh, I can't go to the gym because, I don't know, people will judge me, or all my friends will look at me weird. I think all the things that we do, even if you can look at it real deep, even as a kid, like even something simple, like, no, you don't like football. You don't like, why are you watching the World Cup? You've never liked football. Like, that's a small thing, but it's a limiting belief which other people can put on you. As a kid, you always used to come home even though when the other kids played football. So why are you watching the World Cup now? For example, this has not happened to me or anything, but like all the limiting beliefs that we see our lives through, that we filter our actions through, most of them are not ours. And so that's kind of comes back to like that you have to look at what you want for yourself. I think what I do now is because I'm a very all-in type of guy all my life. And it's something that other people have said to me that I've said to myself. So in a way, that's a limiting belief that other people have put on me as well. But anyway,
it's not a limiting belief.
It's a
giving belief.
It's an opening.
And then so it can work either way.
Yeah. So I had to for myself find out. I had to find more of me, more of my own thoughts. Especially because I wanted to achieve more, whatever, become successful in life. And, I started up with going to the gym more, eventually self-development came in, and then business came in, and boom, so much noise with social media. So one thing I started to do was I started to journal and meditate, which helped me massively, by the way.
Likewise, every day.
Yeah, it's crazy. And it's not some magic thing. Like, it's not a magic habit that will unlock your mind and the secrets of the universe or whatever. But what it will do is give you reflection and like a voice in my head that is so aware, so self-aware. I think maybe sometimes I'm too self-aware because of the journaling, because of the meditating, and
which can also be a limiting self thing.
Yeah, but at the same time, I love that relationship I have with myself.
That's cool. I think you're one of the few ones on earth.
You think so? You don't feel the same way?
I feel definitely. I feel happy with myself now that I know who I am.
Do you know who you are?
I think I do. I have put that. Also, the Instagram personal branding has put a lot of attention into that because you have to ask yourself questions that you don't ask otherwise. What do I want to stand for? Who do I want to speak to? What are the ideas that I have? What are contrarian views that I have? Blah, blah, blah. I think I've been reading and writing and journaling and stuff like that already for 10 years, probably.
Nice.
Yeah.
10 years, wow.
It's one of the perks of growing up without a dad. Because when I was 12, my dad came back in my life. Long story. But I had to find a male role model for me.
Yeah.
And who became that was Jordan Peterson.
Okay.
So instead of having conversations about like, how do I shave, Dad, and stuff like that, I just, as a young man, you're always looking to a father figure. You always want to have a father figure. And that just became, for me, that became a habit of watching Jordan Peterson before I went to bed. Yeah. And he went like, write, because writing is you actively thinking. It's training your thinking. In order to write, you have to be able to think. Like, and that really helped me since. So then that just formed, persisted and formed. And now eventually that became so advanced that I was like, I want to make stuff like this myself.
Yeah.
So that was quite the fundament. Over that period of time, I have really gotten to know myself. Also the things that I don't like about myself. I have a couple of things that I really don't like about myself.
Yeah. But
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I know them and I can work on them.
Yeah.
It's not that I have to be happy with myself. It's that I have to know that I'm actively working on it.
Okay, yeah.
I don't think you have to be successful in order to be happy.
No.
I just think that you have to move.
I agree. I fully
in order to be happy.
I fully agree.
You just can't do nothing. You just can't do nothing.
Yeah.
Do something.
You have to move. That's what you should always be in motion. No matter what it is, no matter how small.
Depression can't hit a moving target.
Hey, that's a good one. Yeah. And when you have a relationship, I think a lot of people lack this also because of scrolling and social media. You might not feel like it, or people like when I say you, sometimes I talk to the viewers, but you might not feel like it, but I think a lot of people have lost touch with that only relationship in your head. I genuinely, I never know if I'm an introvert or extrovert. Some people say I'm extroverted because as a kid I was really talkative and whatever, but I feel like I've become really good when I'm alone because of the relationship I have with myself. Like I really enjoy, like even just today I was standing in my room looking at the window and I just had like, it's almost like I'm there with someone because I'm just talking to myself and kind of just thinking almost out loud. And I just really enjoy being almost like grateful to be alive or something. And I think the most happy moments in my life, the moments when I've been most happy, honestly have been when I did something I was really proud of and I was just alone with myself thinking, wow, like I'm really happy with who I am. Of course, there are moments where I didn't like who I was at all, but you need that contrast. There are things I don't like about myself either.
But that's beautiful.
Yeah, and I think it's very important. And I think a way to start doing that is through meditation and journaling and stuff, because it just allows you to like put the volume down on life, especially because of scrolling. That was something which I used to scroll so much. It's still one of my weak points. I get caught up in Instagram so quickly.
Yeah.
And I suck so much when I get caught up in Instagram. It sucks when
You always have like low-key anxiety when you stop scrolling.
Yeah.
Like, what happened?
Yeah. It sucks. You lose touch of that.
Yeah, definitely. I just, like a month ago or something, I went to the Kanye West concert here in Arnhem by myself.
Cool.
Not many people do. The main reaction I got was, don't you find that scary? Or like, why the fuck did you go by yourself?
Okay.
Yeah. So many people were like, oh, so cool that you do that. I was like, why so cool? I wanted to go.
Yeah.
And then it's like, yeah, but didn't you have anybody that wanted to go with you? And I was like, I kind of just wanted to go by myself.
Yeah.
I want to do this for me. Like, I enjoy the music, and I feel very like there is something weird about some Kanye songs where I feel I can kind of like feel my future. I'm like, okay, that's the feeling that I want to have to like push forward.
Yeah.
And then I was like, why won't I just go by myself?
Yeah.
And everybody was like, what the fuck? Why would you do that? Are you insane? And it was like, dude, why can't nobody just enjoy their own presence?
Yeah. Yeah, I think a lot of people might be difficult to say because I'm not in everyone's head. But I think when you don't work on yourself, I think everyone has insecurities. Everybody has things that they don't like about themselves. But at the same time, everybody wants roughly the same things. So, for example, me and you, we're working towards what? A fulfilled life, a life of happiness and joy and success. That's about what everybody wants.
Yep.
And we feel we're doing what it takes to get there, and we feel what they're doing isn't, like, that's what we're avoiding, is like not taking action, not trying to start the podcast. Like, you know, there are a lot of people who don't do that. So maybe, you know, could be wrong for some people, but I think a lot of people avoid time alone because then it's your own thoughts. Then you're confronted with yourself. I think alone time is so important. Alone time is so important because then you start to discover you start to build up that relationship with yourself.
So many people, you put so much attention in taking your girl on a date. You spend so much time with friends, making them happy, doing shit for others.
And just hanging out with people because you want to hang out with people, even if you don't really like them.
You invested in the relationship with you?
Yeah. Yeah. When is the last time that you took a night for yourself? You didn't consume social media. You just wrote your thoughts down and read a book and just kind of stared up at the sky. I don't think many people did that and have done that even this year. And if you did, good stuff. But
the question that I have for if people are listening is, have you done that once ever in your life? And the majority of the answers is going to be no.
Yeah, and the truth is,
once ever in your life. The majority of the answers is going to be no.
And the reality is, if you want to build a good relationship with yourself, that should be a regular thing. A place where I found myself. It sounds so. I know it sounds corny when I say found myself. And
dude, what the fuck sounds so corny?
Like genuinely, when I hear myself speak, sometimes I think, I would have not taken myself seriously years ago because I didn't. Something you just need to experience before you fully understand it. Some lessons can't be told. You need to experience them. But
money doesn't buy you happiness.
Yeah,
it's an unteachable lesson.
It's an unteachable lesson.
Everybody says it, but it sounds so cliche. Money doesn't buy happiness, and yet everybody that has money says doesn't really buy you happiness.
Yeah, but it does unlock doors.
It does, but does unlocking doors give you happiness?
Not giving money also doesn't give you happiness.
Show me the kid of a trust fund owner, and I'll show you somebody deeply depressed.
Yeah, it could be for sure.
What did you build?
True.
It doesn't matter. That's a different topic.
Personal progress. Yeah. For me, I think one of the biggest drivers that I have, I'm a pretty competitive guy. I'm sure you are too.
Really?
Really competitive. So progress is like everything. And not even like competitive also to myself. And I think that's, it's once again the voice in your head, because when you're not in touch with the voice in your head, like for example, one of the things that I did to really, all right, here we go again, find myself was running. I don't run anymore. I don't like running, but it really grew me because when you spend, like I did for a little while, I did like 10K runs, even half marathons. I even ran a 50K once through the streets of Amsterdam here. And the biggest thing I gained from that was not that I lost body fat or not that I got more fit, but that I spent so much time with that voice in your head, even with music on. When you run for a long time, anything that takes endurance, you're just like, oh, fuck. Like you spend a lot of time with yourself and you really start, finding yourself.
Dude, I ran once in my life. I hate running. I hate running.
It isn't
but
fun.
I ran once in my life and I did 14K.
That's a long run for the
first time and the last one.
Jeez.
And this, I'm gonna make sure that you don't feel corny by saying something even cornier.
Okay.
after 5K, I was dead.
Yeah.
But I was nowhere close to home.
Okay. Oh, shit.
And the one thing that made me finish going home is I repeated to myself, and this is 14K. Like, what the fuck are we talking about?
Yeah.
It's not that long, but
it is though for a first run. That's
yeah. But the one thing that kept me going is I kept repeating in my head on the beat of my run, I'm gonna finish this because that's who I am.
Yeah. That's if anyone thought that sounded
I'm gonna finish
corny,
this because that's who I am. I'm gonna finish this because that's who I am.
great.
You hypnotize yourself.
Yeah.
I was a different person afterwards.
Yeah. It really is. That's how it goes though. Like those moments. Imagine, it's so confronting. It's very painful as well. I'm sure that run sucked like nothing else.
Sucked ass.
Yeah.
Dude, my feet were bleeding. My knees were hurting for a week.
Yeah, I've been there.
Because I'm heavy. Like I was 95 kilograms without running shoes. So I just did it. I just did it on my Nike Jordan 1s.
Damn. Oh, that's
heavy on the knees.
That's rough. That's rough. Yeah. But that's what I'm talking about. That voice in your head, it's also, you can't escape it at that point. Like you had to go back home. You can't escape it. I think there's so much growth in that. There's so much growth in that. Yeah.
In order to have a good relationship with anybody on the planet, you have to lay the foundation by having a good relationship with yourself.
Yeah.
And I think this is filling in. I think that many relationships fail because neither of the partners understand themselves.
Mm-hmm.
One of the key
I agree with that.
One of the key takeaways with my private life is private.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to extensively talk about my relationship. But one of the main things that helped this relationship that I now have, we just hit like 2.5 years or something, be so
too.
strong. Huh?
Me too.
Nice.
Yeah.
Congrats. When?
It's September 2024 we started dating.
Nice.
So what is that? Like 6 months, like a month or two ago.
Nice. But one of the main things that makes me so happy in this relationship, and my girlfriend too, and us being good for each other, is that we both really spend time with ourselves. I really know what I want and need.
Yeah.
I also really know what are my weak points. What are my weak points in being like, I don't feel like this is working anymore.
Yeah.
And she does too. And because we know ourselves very well, we can communicate it. Hey, this is what I need. Hey, this is how you could help me become like better.
Yeah.
This is what I dislike. That sometimes that's just important to communicate with each other. Many people don't know themselves and start a relationship and they try to get to know the other person better, but you always speak the wrong language.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have to know what you need. You have to know what your language is in order for the other person to be able to decipher it.
Yeah.
Because if you're constantly changing everything because you haven't put attention or thought into who am I? What do I want? What do I need? How do I want a relationship to look? Like, do we have similar thoughts? Yes or no? That fails.
Yeah.
And the same with my friends. I have two best friends. Like two best friends. We all had a rough patch.
Okay.
We all spent like a lot of time with ourselves. Because we know ourselves, we can have such a good relationship. We can have such a good like friendship.
Yeah.
Because we all really know ourselves.
Yeah.
And then once you come to terms with you can so much easier let other people in your life.
Yeah.
And have that be healthy and have that be non-toxic. Because sometimes you're like, oh, this is such a toxic relationship. No, not per se. Like, you just don't know what toxic is to you or not.
Yeah, you don't even know who you are, in a way. It sounds super vague, but it
sounds super vague. But you do an allergy test to know what food you can eat too.
Yeah.
Why don't you do a personal allergy test?
Yeah.
What makes your mind get red dots from being allergic to it?
Yeah.
Some things with some people I just don't accept. Disrespect, for instance. Once, fine. Twice, I can't handle with that. I can't deal with that. Same with I don't drink.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I don't drink. I can't have friends that are drunk all the time and ask me like, hey, do you want to grab a beer? No, I can't have that.
I agree.
Once, fine. If you then keep like always when I'm there be like, oh no, drink. Oh, but why don't you drink? Well, that's a massive ick for me.
Yeah,
Then I'm
me
like,
too,
but I
absolutely.
don't want to surround myself with people like you.
Why did you stop drinking? Or did you never drink ever?
I never really drank. I have been drunk 7 times in my life.
Me too. Like
Yeah.
5 or 6 times, I think.
But
ever.
I did the Dutch Championship karate at 12, which was
what?
I got second.
Where did that come from? I didn't know.
I still do MMA and stuff. Like I'm a competitive. I'm not a competition fighter in MMA, but I did competitions in MMA. I did my first bodybuilding show, a European Championship at 15, and then at 16 again, and got 5th there. And then like I've always been just working. I've always been like fit and healthy,
always doing
and I have so much more fun. And I didn't have friends that drank. My best friends, who I went to every party and festival with, never drank.
Oh, you did go to parties, but you didn't drink?
Yeah. Always went sober.
I think this is one of the biggest things.
And you remember the night.
Yeah.
You remember all the fun memories that you have. And you don't have regrets about sleeping with somebody out of your weight class. Oh, sorry. Joke. Cancel the show. But like, you don't have any regrets. You don't make stupid decisions. The next day, you're super productive.
Yeah.
It's like, you can have fun, but why have fun and let it fuck up your whole week?
That's been one of the biggest reasons that I'm literally sitting here today. Not in that way, but as in that I've
No, it's fine. No, it's fine. It's fine.
Is because of the friends that I had, that I have and had. Because when you're surrounded with like-minded people, especially during that age, you have the same thing, right? When you grow up to be who you are now, like across all your like teen years, that's a very important time. Like that shapes a lot. That shapes your direction for when you're confronted by who you are, like who you are now. If you became someone who drinks every single day because all your friends did in high school,
you don't have friends. You have drinking partners.
I was about to say that as well. A lot of people have that. That's a big issue. I think you should not have friends who you only drink with.
Yeah, and you can't be alone.
I think that's what it all comes to. You don't develop that relationship with yourself. You don't even have real friends, and you can't be alone. So you constantly need people like, oh, let me try and go to anyone, even if I don't know.
And you start people pleasing. That will take over your life. It will.
Yeah.
People pleasing will take over your life. It's a cancer.
And that's also
I'm sorry for saying that, but
and that's when I think you're also more susceptible to social media insecurity. I think it's
drugs,
all one big web.
Toxic relationships.
And there's no relationship with yourself. But when you are surrounded with the right people, like one of the reasons, like I got into the gym because, or I went all into the gym at like 13, 14 years old because my best friend at the time at school went to was into the gym as well, and we both grew into who we are today. And because of that, because we were those two people, the kind of friends around us also became more like that. So all of my friends that the friends that I still hang out with a lot are pretty similar to me. Maybe not as extreme. I think I'm a little bit more into the whole self-development space, but most of them don't drink excessively. Most of them train consistently. Most of them, eat pretty clean, have a similar mindset, are pretty relatable. And I honestly wouldn't be who I am today if I didn't have that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's very hard to flip that around once you did go through that. Like if I would be my age now and would have been drinking for the past 4 years every weekend and have drinking buddies, I wouldn't know how to even start.
Yeah, honestly, you wouldn't be the same person.
That would be so tough. I think that would be really tough.
A couple notes on that. First is, if you don't have a good relationship with yourself, you can't. If you can't trust yourself, you also can't step out of bad situations.
Yeah.
So when I was 16 and didn't drink, there were so many times where people were like, "Oh, you fucking pussy! Why don't you drink? You fucking retard!" Blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I always had a good relationship with me.
Yeah.
Which is why I wasn't susceptible to social pressure.
Exactly.
Just not.
Yeah.
And the same with a toxic relationship. Like, who hasn't had a sort of toxic relationship? And then easily, because I was fine with being alone, I could say like, hey, this doesn't fit for me.
Yeah.
Adios, muchachos. Yeah, I don't want this in my life.
For sure.
And same with bad friends. I've had twice now where I had a friend, like best friend, who just changed.
Mm-hmm.
Where I could full respect to myself say, hey, this doesn't fit anymore.
Yeah.
I wish you the best. Like, I loved our times, but
this is not going to work.
This is not going to work anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's fine, honestly.
It's
that's
fine.
Totally fine. There's no issue with that.
But you have to you have to respect yourself. You have to be okay with you in order to do things like that. If you're not, you're so much more susceptible to social media, to drugs, to social pressure, to group feeling. And the main thing how you can propagandize people is by creating a group feeling. Like
look for like-minded people. Start talking to people in the gym. One of the biggest things, like if you go to the gym the second it opens, maybe your gym opens at 5 or 6 a.m., there are already way more like I got to know you in the gym.
Yeah.
I didn't know there were so many people in this area who were like pretty similar mindset-wise to me. I didn't know that until I started talking to more people in the gym.
It's the same as you're not going to find your...
Theo, all these people are all from the gym.
It's the same as you're not going to find your dream wife in the club.
Yeah, I think so. You never know.
You never know.
That's not where I met my girlfriend, by the way. But
no, but many people, it's like it's a fun male paradox. You always approach the hot lady in the bikini, and then once she's your girlfriend, you don't want her to be in the bikini and be a hot lady.
Yeah,
like the fuck. Like if you don't want a girlfriend who parties all the time, maybe not go to clubs to meet the love of your life.
Yeah, absolutely. Same way where if you don't want friends that drink, then don't go to the club to meet more friends.
You're not going to find the friends that you want there.
Yeah. I mean, it's so simple.
It's kind of self-selecting.
I still think why people might do that, even though it's so counterintuitive, is because of the relationship you have with yourself.
100%.
And when you put yourself out there into situations where there are people like you, because there are always people like you. There are always people like you. A lot of people think they're alone in this stuff. You're not. There's always more people that are just like you. There's
such a great book that I just got in from Lone Wedling. It's The Men Who Could Have Been. It's poetry, but it's about guys. It's about the experience of guys. This book opened my eyes. Why? I read it, and he has like 100 pages full of poems about the experience of being a man.
Yeah.
Some of them resonate, some of them don't. Regardless, this guy described how it feels to be a man in such detail that you can feel in your toes. Why is this important? You are not alone.
Yeah.
If this guy who doesn't know you at all, doesn't even know of your existence, and he can make a book about the exact experiences and feelings that you have, you might just come to realize that your problems aren't that special after all.
Yeah.
Everybody's special, but you're not that special. Like if you have issues, if you have problems, there are so many people who have similar experiences who you can just build together with.
Yeah. But the only thing is you can't be scared of letting go what you have.
The
big thing is like in order to become someone new, there's always going to be this phase where you're in between where it just kind of sucks. That's also what
it's a lonely chapter.
The lonely chapter. Yeah, exactly. And that's obviously in life cycle. Yeah. But even in smaller things, there's always going to be, if you want to switch, if you want to be a new type of person, if you realize for yourself, shit, I don't like who I am. If I continue my life the way that I'm living, I won't be a happy person in 10 years. That means, shit, I got to change my ways. Then you got to be confronted with the fact that, okay, maybe the friends that I have now aren't the friends I want to spend my time with. So then what do you do? You all of a sudden don't have friends anymore.
I have a question for you. This is a question I asked to multiple podcast guests that I had so far.
Yeah.
Everybody says that you are the sum of the 5 people around you.
Mm-hmm.
If the 5 people around you suck, what then? So what I proposed was I'd rather be alone than with the wrong people.
Me too.
Some disagree. I come from the fact that I was alone for so long unwillingly.
Mm-hmm.
Because I had a hard time making friends in high school because I didn't drink, so I spent so much time alone that I was like, okay, I'll build a relationship with me, and that made that I didn't specifically need other people. Yeah. And if I had people in my life, it was just because they were good people for me, and that's very important. But these days, the people around you can also be the people that you listen to the podcast to,
or the book. I was going to say,
bring it on.
Exactly. I think right now, yes, the 5 people you spend the most time with, like they influence you a lot. That's what I said with the friends that I had. But maybe even more, what you consume on social media, the people, like the 5 creators or 5 types of content you watch most, that shapes you a lot as well. And that's what, for me, has given me beliefs which I wouldn't have found with the people around me. Same with you probably listen to hours of Chris Williamson podcast.
Yep.
That's giving you beliefs which you would never have found with the friends around you if like we lived in a world without social media. So that's why I always tell people, I think you need to leverage social media. Like literally for my clients, I have what I call the 10x feed. I personally like hand selected, like I think it's 70 videos now, which I would watch, which are people that have their standards that, you know, my guys that I want to have, people that are in front of me, ahead of me. And when you consume their content, this is how I got so obsessed and got so much progress in the gym by watching more gym influencers. You start to adopt their standards. You start to think their thoughts. You start to act the way they act. So yeah, you are the sum of the 5 people around you, but that's only 50%, maybe 30%. That's what in real life you might go to. But a lot of people, you know, we spend so much time on social media now, probably more than you do with your friends. Most people, that's a good one. Maybe most people might spend more time on social media than they spend time with their friends.
100%. So or with their friends, they spend time on social media.
Yeah, exactly. So guess what's going to influence you more? I think social media has a superpower in that way.
And a big drug in that type of way.
Drug.
If you leverage it well, it can really work in your favor.
That's why
if you don't,
that's why it's good we talk about this, because you become so self-aware when you hear this. When you think, wait, that's why it's a relationship with yourself again. The ability to be able to be aware, to be reflective. That's so important, because I think that's like it's just such a life changer.
Where should people start?
Unfollow anyone you don't want to be like. Follow everyone you want to be like. And don't consume anything else on social media. That's it. That's the way that you start to get your mind in the right place if you don't hang out with the people you want to be like.
Okay, and then, because it's a bit shallow, just unfollow and follow people, which is very good because that changes your influences, but it doesn't all of a sudden start the conversation with yourself. So give me people. So people listen to this now, hour 15 already. So hour 15, and they listen to this and they were like, okay, I want to start having this relationship with myself. You convinced me of the fact that this is very important.
Yeah.
How and where do I start?
Okay. So
follow and unfollow. Yeah.
Yeah. So make sure you follow the right type of people. Make sure you consume the content of people you want to be like. That's already going to be a huge game changer.
I would say then do that with your friends too.
But that's a big first step for people to make.
Fuck them.
I think, sure. But if you're listening to this and you're at stage 1, stage 0, you just want to get started to make yourself better. Sure, you can say, do I agree with you? Yes. But is that a big step for people to make? Yeah. Like that's not a first step that's realistic for most to take. So I think, start consuming the right type of content. And from there, you'll also be more inspired and you will notice all of a sudden the habits become easier. All of a sudden, you find so much joy in the gym instead of it being a task, because all your friends say, I need to go to the gym again, or I haven't been to the gym in so long, ha ha ha. Or like, oh, dude, you wake up at 5 a.m.? That's weird. Or like,
it slowly eats away at you.
Yeah. Yeah. But when you consume guys that think that's so cool, that think that's exactly what you need to be doing, that start to match their happiness to how productive they are, which can be a bit of a trap as well, but they start to move towards better things, then that's the filter you're going to see everything through. All of a sudden, like I can't tell you the mind-opening things you're going to get from that. I think that's an amazing first step. I think it's an amazing first step, because from there, the web will unfold. Like time will unfold. Just start taking action and you'll find out. You cannot plan everything out, especially when it comes to like the thoughts you're going to have.
And then an addition that I would have to that is spend 1 hour every week without any distractions.
Yeah.
Just you, a pen, and a book.
I do that now. I do these things that I call
dopamine minimizing.
Nothing hours. I call them nothing hours. I stand on my balcony, a journal, and nothing. I just look at the sky, look around me. Like I made a time lapse and posted this as a reel. I'm just standing around. Sometimes I just sit and look at the floor. And then if I have a thought, I'm like, oh, this is pretty nice. I'll write it down. And it could even be a sentence or two. And it sounds so boring, because it is boring. That's the whole point. The point is we have so much stimulation. You need to be bored sometimes. You need to be bored. Being bored is a thing. Like doing nothing is doing something these days. Yeah. When you do nothing, you're doing
being productively unproductive.
Yeah. Doing nothing is probably the best thing you can do for a lot of people. So, you have people that stare at the wall for 10 minutes a day to be more focused. You can do nothing hours, so you get more open-minded. Doing nothing is real good.
Yeah, Chris Williamson just had an episode in which he talked about the list that he has of productive, unproductive things. So sometimes with the right friends, but chilling with friends can be extremely productive. If I go have dinner with 3 of my best friends and we have like I come home with like 5, 6 new ideas.
Yeah.
It
like
was
rejuvenating.
full of energy and taking a walk with the dog. I leave my phone at home. I leave my AirPods at home. I just go stroll with the dog. I was like, oh yeah, that's what I read. Oh, that's interesting. I can make a video about that. Oh, that's an interesting insight. Oh, I forgot that. Like, you being bored is productively unproductive.
Yeah.
Sometimes the productive things aren't as glamorous as racing, doing 5 hours of emails, and that's you sometimes need that.
Yeah.
But that's never gonna be the most output that you can have in an hour.
Yeah. Yeah, I also think a lot of people get too caught up with the not flashy. When it comes to self-development, I think a lot of people are too caught up in the loud, motivational, the 5 a.m. wake-ups and the runs with the screaming audios in your ear. I like that a lot. Like I'll have workouts where I'm basically not even listening to music anymore. It's so loud and whatever. And that's really good. That builds me up. That gives me a certain energy. But I think more important is the boring shit. Like the loud motivational work is good, but sometimes you just got to do nothing. And I think that's harder than going to the gym, than taking a cold shower. Try and take a cold shower for 7 days in a row. Try and do nothing for 1 hour, 7 days in a row. That's really tough.
For most people, it's going to be extremely uncomfortable. It's like the marathon. Like at the beginning of the marathon, all your family is cheering you on, and there's music, and it's let's go. And at the end, right before you win, right before you finish, it's the same. It's people. It's the boring middle.
Yeah.
It's just 30 kilometers of nobody.
That's where it is, though. That's where
where the work's done.
Yeah. Yeah.
The boring stuff.
Yeah. 100%.
Shall we end it there?
Sure.
Yeah. Because it's just already hour and a half.
Really?
Almost. Yeah.
No fucking way.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah. Do you have anything you want to speak about? Any specific topics?
I don't have specific topics that I want to touch on. Do you have some?
I don't think so.
We can always do a second episode, huh?
We can always do a second episode.
After you come back from vacation.
Want to do that?
Yeah?
Yeah,
Let's do that. Then we'll record it in the gym.
Yeah.
I have a gym where we can go. And then we can do a 3-hour episode.
I want to do that. Sure. Sounds good.
We can even get Birk there and then do a round table.
Yeah, sure. I think we can do a lot with that, yeah. Because I can keep going for hours.
Perfect. Where can people find you?
YouTube, Instagram, Noah10x. On Instagram, I'm the Noah10x. On YouTube, I'm Noah.10x.
Easy. Do you have any new things coming up that you're working on?
Right now, I just want to... I want to help as many people to achieve the outcome of building that version of yourself that we talked about today. Not only the better relationship, but also the physical appearance or your actual physique. That's something I'm working on a lot. So I just want to make sure I get more and more people on the team so I can impact more people that way.
That's nice.
Yeah, bro.
How would people, what kind of people would you say are people that fit within your team? How can somebody now go like, hey, that's me. This might be helpful for me.
Good question. I think there are a lot of young men out there who just, you see what you want on social media, but you have such trouble to actually start becoming that person, start materializing who you want to be. And I think the thing about what I do is your physique is like one of the best starting points of building yourself up. Because going to the gym, I'll tell you, is a pretty simple thing in the grand scheme of things. I'm sure you know that.
The gym is a gateway drug to self-improvement.
It's the gate to everything else that there is. And I think building your physical self is the first step to opening up who you can be. And I think that's why it's so important. The gym will give you confidence. Building up your physique will make you the man in your own head. It will unlock discipline. It's the easiest way to start working on disciplining yourself.
Delayed gratification.
It teaches delayed gratification so much. We both started with working out before anything.
It took 5 years before I had any muscle.
Yeah. But it's still the habit of showing up and pushing yourself. That's where it's made. And it's probably the most life-changing thing is if you start working on your physical appearance and start training, because that's the gateway to all self-development.
All right. So again, what people would identify with this fits for me?
People who know they've got more in them and want to be the best version of themselves. they're done being stuck.
Hit them up.
Hit them up. So DM me on Instagram.